Hey, what's going on? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. I wanted to do this video. I don't know much about the character, but I wanted to do this video because I'm excited. After reading the article, finding a bit out about the character, I'm excited for this movie. And that is, Spawn movie gets enthusiastic update from Todd McFarlane and confirms R rating plans. This is the first piece of news we get from San Diego Comic-Con International. Or the first piece of news I'm covering here, at least. Okay? So, Spawn creator Todd McFarlane has an exciting update about the upcoming movie. It will serve as a reboot in the 1997 Spawn franchise, while staying true to McFarlane's comic depiction of the character. McFarlane recently released a Twitter post confirming King Spawn title and offering a look at the script's first page. Despite the confirmation, confusion remains about what the future of the franchise might be and about the greater purpose of the post. Screen Rant was present at the Todd McFarlane panel at San Diego Comic-Con, where McFarlane offered some key updates about the movie progress. McFarlane explained that his earlier Twitter post was a sign that there's a completed first draft of the screenplay, rather than a mark that the movie will be named King Spawn. He explained that the movie would be R-rated and that the screenwriters have delivered a badass script and have been true to my spirit. He expects to get a director very quickly and hopes to establish the franchise with the upcoming movie. That all sounds great, okay? This all sounds great. Now, I just want to cut back here quickly. The next part is where I did some digging and I thought, I want to talk about this. I'm not here to, rain on this parade or anything. I'm just being a realist, okay? So when I read the next part of this article and what he says, and then I come back and I say my points, I want people to listen. And I'm saying that now. I don't want any comments going, well, you couldn't do it. I'm saying right now, I couldn't do what they're doing. I like doing this. This is my hobby. This is what I enjoy doing. I would never want to make a movie, or, in the comic book genre at least, because there's so much competition in that genre. Not that there isn't anywhere else, but I think action, thrillers, noir movies, they're a lot easier to crack and get into than a comic book film. But I just wanted to point that out before I get into the next bit, because the next part's going to be a little bit negative. But I also want to point out, I'm stoked for the movie. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be talking about it. Okay? You ready? Let's go. Everything McFarlane confirmed about Spawn at Comic-Con. The King Spawn movie is closer than ever. McFarlane's San Diego Comic-Con panel offered a deluge of news about the upcoming... deluge of news or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that. About the upcoming Spawn movie. He described that since the script is already fully developed, the next step is finding a suitable director. He believes the process will be completed very quickly, likely within the next 2 months. After securing a director, he plans to approach Hollywood and demand that any available producers cut a check, get out of the way. Production should come quickly if McFarlane's estimates are right. Okay, I want to go back up here quickly. There's a completed first draft of the screenplay, right? Only the first draft. Then he goes, the script is already fully developed. It's a first draft. I don't know how things work, but I hear that, some writers do 2, 3, 4, 5 drafts before their final draft of projects. Some writers hand in their first draft and it's brilliant from the get-go. This could be it. But considering the last movie, the 1997 Spawn movie, did not receive that, wasn't well received, maybe you should take a step back and let someone else look at it. Because it's kind of difficult to look at something with an objective eye when it's your creation. You're thinking, That's exactly what I wanted. But is it what moviegoers want? Okay? But the fact is, he's saying it's done, and there's other concerning pieces in here, and I'm just going to point them out here. But it says here, he plans to approach Hollywood and demand that any available producers cut a check, get out of the way. Cutting a check is great, but is it actually going to get you the quality you need? Okay. Hollywood's interest in the franchise could be substantial. When clarifying that the movie would have an R rating, McFarlane also began explaining his hopes for the movie's potential. Expecting that the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine and Joker 2 will dominate at the box office, McFarlane believes Hollywood will be looking to greenlight more R-rated superhero movies. After Joker earned $1 billion at the box office, the potential for R-rated superhero movies is higher than ever, and he intends to capitalize on their success. Right. I'm going to come back here quickly, and we're just going to talk about that. Since after the Joker earned $1 billion at the box office, the potential for R-rated superhero movies is higher than ever, and he intends to capitalize on their success. I'm not knocking him here. However, Joker, very well established IP. Very well established character in the Batman mythos. Everyone wants to see more Joker. Everyone wants to learn more about this killer clown prince of crime character. Deadpool and Wolverine. Right? Does there need to be any more said? Deadpool and Wolverine is a nostalgic film. It's a part of a universe that has been going for the best part of 16 years. It also has a star power behind it. Star power that he might be able to get, but I don't think he will be able to get that kind of star power. He won't be able to be hitting these marks that I think he wants to hit. The movies also have higher budgets. They have a lot more time to develop. They go through many drafts. A lot of the MCU stuff these days, people are writing scripts. They're paying checks out of people to write these scripts, develop these stories, and then they're not being made. And they just get written off. Be like, oh, well, we developed it, we thought about an idea, we developed it, it didn't go any further. He cannot do that. It's basically, from what I'm hearing, this movie's the start of his universe. It's the start of the cinematic universe that he wants to put forward. McFarlane believes Hollywood will be looking to greenlight more R-rated superhero movies. Yes. Yes, they are. Are they looking to greenlight R-rated movies of unknown characters? For big budgets? No. I'm guessing on the budget here. But I'd expect, considering the last Spawn movie, the budget was $40 million. He's going to be at least looking for 100 odd million, 150 million. At least that, to try and break through this R-rated movie. Now, there is a movie, and this came out actually before Joker, okay? So this movie came out on 19th of June, so it came out 4 months, about 3.5 months before Joker released. And if you don't know what that movie is, it's the movie Brightburn. It's a movie about an evil Superman. It had a premise of, we are going to create an evil Superman. The original creator behind Brightburn was someone who was very big in the comic world, Still big in the comic world, I believe, but I can't remember their name. It's slipping my mind for a moment. But there was it was based on a graphic novel, I believe. And it's literally, what if Superman was evil? That's the whole premise of the movie. That is basically the movie. It's a fun movie for what it is. I want a sequel. I loved that film. However, this movie had this movie had a big name attached to it. And that was James Gunn. James Gunn was producing it. He produced it, and it was distributed by Sony Pictures. So it had some money behind it, you would think. However, the budget was only between 6 to 12 million. And it made 32.9 million. So the movie's in the green, well into the green, and that's why Brightburn 2, I believe, is actually happening. They're just deciding on what they're doing for it, and whether it was happening now, I don't know. But there was rumours of a Brightburn 2. However, to capitalise on the success of other movies that are established IPs, it's kind of concerning to me. Anyway, he then goes on to say, McFarlane has been regularly emphasising his plans to develop more Spawn movies. After the first movie's released, and his Comic-Con appearance was no exception. He described that his goal for the first movie is to lay the foundations for a strong franchise with a well-developed setting and characters. Once the first movie is finished, he plans to add more characters and conflicts to build the franchise slowly. His plans emulate the strengths of the early Marvel Cinematic Universe. When the Spawn reboot is released, McFarlane has no plans to stop producing movies from the anti-heroes world. Right. Now I'm going to say my final piece. I don't know what he's looking for. I'm going off of the first movie's budget. 40 million. I'm going off of what I've seen and heard about the character. You're going to be looking for 100 million. Okay? So to break even, you've got to hit 200 million at the box office to break even, because it's about a 50-50 split. You'll make a little bit of profit because it's not a direct 50-50. I think it's like 49 point something or whatever it is. And that's fine. If you can do 200 million, brilliant. You've made your money back and you've made a bit of extra, right? Capitalizing on the success of two big franchises. You know, if he thinks he's going out there, he's doing this Spawn movie and going, oh, everyone loves Spawn. How many people know about Spawn? That's what I want to know. How many people know who Spawn is, what Spawn is? I didn't know. I started this video believing that it was like an MCU or a DC type character, something like that, because it was talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. And I'm thinking, well, Kevin Feige said how he wants to do more, and we know that there's going to be probably more R-rated DC movies because of a video I did yesterday about Harvey Dent being in Joker 2, and just my theory on that and what was said previous. So I thought it was something to do with that, but when I found out it wasn't, I then took a step back, did a bit more research, and I'll be the first one to say this. I will be there day one because I'm interested and I'm intrigued, and I love this genre. There is not many movies in the R-rated horror comic genre. There isn't. To say you're going to establish a universe based off of one film, when the previous film was so badly received, it made money. It made money, I will admit, but it was so badly received is a big thing to say. Now, it did have a 3-season TV show that was better received. It won some Emmys. It won some awards, apparently, and that's fine. Great. Is it going to be set in that kind of style of tone, or are we going for just a brand new Spawn movie? It's a reboot. And what is the tone? We won't know that until after. But the fact that they did one draft and he went, brilliant. Let's get a director, let's get some producers, and let's get the cast and just start shooting. I feel like this is being rushed, okay? Marvel, and he's saying he wants to do the early MCU, that's good. Marvel has learned from its mistake where it was going bang, 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 firing off all cylinders and making loads of movies and shows. It learned from its mistakes. I just feel like if you've done draft number 1 and you're going boom, 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 it's not going to be successful. It's going to... I don't want it to. I want it to be very successful. I hope this is. I would love to see this film and be pleasantly surprised and be like, okay, I want a sequel. But I just think when you compare it to R-rated movies like Joker and Deadpool and Wolverine, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and potentially failure. I think this movie could potentially make, given the current climate in movies and movie theatres, and depending on when it releases. Let's say you start shooting it next year and it releases 2026, around summer. Dead. It's not going to make 100 million. So the best bet I honestly would say is to do a budgeted movie of about 6 to 12 million. Make it cheap. Make it fun. Make it cheap. And then with whatever money you've got back from it, you double down on your investment for the second one. You don't try and make a big summer blockbuster, horror comic book blockbuster straight out the gates, because it's not going to work, especially when you've got an Avengers film releasing 2026. Because I'm assuming, if he's saying, we're going to get producers and start doing it very quickly in a couple of months, 26 is the release date. That makes sense. You've got your Pixar Disney movie, you've got Toy Story 5, you've got Shrek 5, you've got Marvel's Avengers 5, and you have all these summer movies coming out. We're probably going to be having a Men in Black around that time as well. I did a video on that. We're probably going to be getting loads of nostalgic films. And then this is going to have its own unique audience. But I don't think it's going to do... I'd hate to see this be given $100 million to $150 million budget and it make $60 million. Because it seems like the guy behind it is very passionate. McFarlane seems very passionate about doing a cinematic universe for his characters. And I understand it. He's looking at this scene going, well, why can't I do this? He was one of the first to do an R-rated comic book superhero horror film. Why can't he capitalize on it? He should be able to. But there needs to be realistic expectations and goals. I'd expect this film's budget to be announced next year. I expect it to start shooting next year because of how quick he wants things to happen. I'd expect it. I'd hope at least it's around 10 million. Longlegs, less than 10 million. We know that as the budget. Less than 10 million. In indie film. An independent movie. 58 million at the box office. For an independent film, when you have the likes of your Deadpool and Wolverine, you have had Despicable Me, Inside Out 2, when you have them films playing alongside it, that is very good. Go for something like that. That's my advice. I'm just a movie lover. I studied movies in college. That is just my advice. Do something a bit like Brightburn and Longlegs. Do the small budget. Make it fun. Make it good. Make it edgy as seat horror. And see where you go from there. Don't just throw your eggs all in one basket. Don't throw your entire life savings into something and be like, oh, well, I've now got nothing. Okay. And the fact of the matter remains is a studio will probably take it on. But it won't give him the budget I think he wants. I think if you're comparing him to films like Joker and Deadpool and Wolverine, you're expecting to be $500-600 million. I could be wrong. It could be $1 billion movie. I just can't see it at the moment. Maybe I'll see it when a trailer drops. Maybe I'll see it when we get some more news. But at the moment, I'm very skeptical on it. And the reason why I wanted to do this video was because I love this genre. And it's a new film to talk about. And it's just something that I just have a bit of love for. Who knows? So that being said, I'll see you on the next one. As usual, leave me a comment down below what you think. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think this film's going to be great? Do you think this film is going to be a $1 billion movie? Do you think I'm being harsh from looking at past films, looking at the past projects and the way he's compared it? Do you think I've misread the entire thing completely? Do you think, I mean, I guess he's using it as an example, but you could also use Brightburn as an example. Maybe he doesn't know about that film. That film was only $38 million at the box office. Just pointing it out. Hit the like button if you did enjoy today's video. Leave me a comment. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.